the motor in tran, the motor mounts in place. We're going to go ahead and muscle this thing into place. Hopefully I don't have to take the member out, and we'll get this thing in there. Alright, give these guys a hand, see if we can shoehorn that in there, and I'll get back to you. Alright, going ahead, drop the motor in. Unfortunately, the motor mounts about 3/16 too tight. We had to drill the holes a little bigger on one of them. Finally got it in, and unfortunately the training mount, it would have helped if it was just a 1/2 inch forward more, but we're going to modify it. We're going to weld that all up so we can put it in. But like I said, if the holes were drilled about a 1/2 inch forward, we would have been in a perfect situation. Fortunately they're not, so this is what we're going to have to deal with. Alright, going to go ahead, weld this up so we can put the training in place, and we'll go from there. Gone ahead, welded that up, put a little extra weld here. As you can see, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grind that down. That's so when we put the nut down, it actually holds it. I might actually go ahead and put another weld back there. That just so the weld's got a nice flat place to sit on. That's it. I'm going to cut these corners so we don't have nothing sharp there. Like I said, I'm going to add a little bit more weld there. That way the nut's got a nice place to sit, and go from there. That should resolve our problem. So hopefully this works, and no issues. Alright, there you go. That's what it looks like. It's been modified. Let me show you the other side here. It's all welded up. That there, like I said, gone ahead. I've added an extra piece of weld there. That's just so when we put the bolt, it stays good and flat in there. Now, on this whole thing, if I was to move that, the holes that I drilled the other day, 3/4 of an inch towards the motor, this would have fit perfectly. Unfortunately, we were riding right along the side of the mountain. We weren't too happy with that, so we like this little bit of extra meat there. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead, bolt this on, and hopefully it works out and we don't have any problems with pinion angle, because we're 3/16 higher on that side. If we do, we'll deal with that at another point. Alright guys, that's all I got for now. I'll get back to you when I got more. Right, motor's in, got the headers in, that training brace is in. That worked out well. Now we're gonna try to fire up the motor, but before we do that, we're gonna get a couple of hoses. Back here we're gonna temporarily run some here in here just to close it up. We're gonna run water through it. We're gonna fire the motor up just to make sure. Same thing with the gas hoses. We're just gonna temporarily put some hoses there, fire it up, just make sure everything's good, and everything seems to fit in place. But other than that, it's alright. It took a little work. The motor mounts, unfortunately, they drilled the holes off by about 3/16, 1/4 of an inch on one side. We elongated them, put them in place, so that was a battle there. And then, as you know, the training mount, if I would have moved it 3/4 of an inch forward from the original measurements, that would have been perfect, because we used a 350 cross member. But made the plate, that seemed to work out. The motor still got a slight slant in it, so hopefully it doesn't mess with the pinion angle too much. We'll find out once it's in the car. But other than that, like I said, we're getting ready here to fire it up in a little bit. What I like about it is with the motor, with the coilovers, we got to actually adjust them. The car's got a nice little rake to it. But for now, when he gets back, when he does get back, we're going to go ahead, throw some gas in there, put some water radiator, and fire it up and see what it sounds like. Alright, we actually got the car fired up last night. We'll go ahead, I'm going to fire it up again, give you a little bit of a sound bite, and go from there. So everything seemed to go well with the install. Had a couple little problems with it, not a big deal. We're hoping that we're going to cycle the motor a few times so we can heat the paint on there. Then we're going to go ahead, repaint it. It's obviously the heat paint that's in there, and we'll go from there. Alright, enough talking. Let me show you what I got, and you can listen to it. That's that. We'll shut that off. Go from there. Sounds good. Hopefully it runs as good as it sounds, and we actually got to quiet it down because we got to put an exhaust on there. But other than that, it smells like it's running good. It doesn't smell rich, and feels like it's got power in there. So hopefully this works out, and we can stop buttoning this thing up and get it ready to get it on the road.